Okay, so if you're thinking about purchasing a Modern Muscle Extreme custom camshaft, there's a few things that you definitely need to know before you start the process, because there may be a few more parts involved than what you originally thought. So the first thing that I need to let you guys know is that if you're going to install a Modern Muscle Extreme custom camshaft from Comp Cams, you're going to want to make sure that you delete your MDS system. If your car is equipped with MDS, the easiest way to tell, there will be solenoids here instead of plugs, and basically any automatic equipped Chrysler vehicle from 2005 all the way up is still going to have an MDS system installed, and typically manual transmission vehicles are the only ones that did not receive the MDS system. So if you install the Modern Muscle Extreme custom camshaft, you have to get rid of the MDS system, because the MDS lifter will not interface properly with the Comp custom camshaft. You're going to get a lot of lifter ticking issues, and then also there's been a ton of MDS lifter related failures. Typically what happens is the actual roller bearing inside of the MDS lifter here will seize up and fail, and what will happen is this guy just chews its way through the lobe on the camshaft, because instead of spinning like it should, it just stays stationary and it'll just eat its way through the camshaft, and that puts metal throughout your entire engine. So whether or not, one thing we're also offering now here at Modern Muscle Extreme is factory non-MDS camshafts. The cost is a lot less than doing a custom cam, typically between $100 to $250 for the actual camshaft itself, depending if you have a 5.7 or a 6.4. And if you install that, you're still going to have to delete your MDS lifters, because this lifter will also not work with the factory Mopar non-MDS camshaft. This lifter will basically, the way that this is the other way you identify an MDS lifter, is this little check ball in here. This lifter will collapse on itself and shut down 4 cylinders for better fuel economy reasons. But it also doesn't work on the factory MDS camshaft, and what will happen is you'll get really rough idle on 4 of the cylinders, because the factory Mopar non-MDS camshaft, the lobe is designed differently than an MDS camshaft, and it will tick, and it literally acts like it has a larger camshaft installed, so you're going to get a really rough idle and possibly misfire codes on those 4 MDS cylinders. So just be aware that if you're thinking about buying a camshaft, you're definitely going to want to do an MDS delete if your vehicle is equipped with an MDS system. And one other thing I'd also like to touch on is, if you buy the Modern Muscle Extreme MDS Delete Kit, you're going to receive the newer, updated, large roller bearing. You can actually see the roller bearing, from the side if you look at it. And this is actually the lifter that is in production and comes in the new, 700 horsepower Hellcat engine. So this is a much more reliable lifter. We've not had any, lifter-related failures with this lifter. So it's definitely an upgrade, because like I said, when the MDS system fails, it takes out everything. It takes out the camshaft, it'll pump oil all through your engine, it usually takes out the bearings, it'll take cam bearings out. It makes a large mess of the entire engine, and personally, in my experience, I do not feel that the MDS system, the fuel economy gain, if you will, is worth the risk of risking your engine at this point. So I think that's about it.